Hi and welcome to my video review of the Zenith Pilot Doublematic. My name is Jacob and I'm JC180 on a number of different watch fora. Doublematic is called Doublematic as it has two main springs. One powers the timekeeping and chronograph world time functions of the watch. The other powers the alarm, which we'll get to shortly. It is 45mm, quite a substantial watch, and 15.6mm deep, which again is quite a thick watch. Note the raised crystal. However, the lugs are quite short and stumpy, and lug to lug it's only about 48 to 49mm, which is somewhat short of the IWC Portuguese 5001, for example, which has a lug-to-lug length of 50mm. And although I have sub 7-inch wrists, anything under 50mm usually fits me quite well. And although this is quite a chunky watch, I've worn it for a few days and it doesn't seem to be causing any issue, either with comfort or fitting under shirt cuffs and that sort of thing. So it comes in a nice substantial stainless steel case with a lovely high quality alligator leather strap with the typical Zenith rubber lining. It's powered by the El Primero movement, which is a 4046 for the designation given to the complications, which I will now get to. It's 50-meter water resistant, which is lovely for a watch like this, and comes on a really good high quality deployment. It's really well thought through and nicely designed. Right, to the watch itself, it has a anti-reflective crystal coating on the crystal, which gives great visibility. The dial is multiple times sandblasted to give it the lovely matte dial look. Probably not best seen in this light, but you can also see that the indices, the actual Arabic numerals rather, are made out of solid luminova and sort of set in recessed channels within the dial. There's just lovely detailing all over the watch. It's a really high quality piece. So first of all, we have the big date function, which is a function on a number of watches, but on very few watches the manufacturers have managed to create the date on an even plane. So excuse the shadows, which makes the big date difficult to see, but it's a lovely feature. One of my favourite features is a big date on a watch. It just shows that extra level of sophistication and craftsmanship below the dial, especially when it's created in a panorama sort of style, like Glasuta, where they put two discs which run one inside each other to create the date on the same level. Other than the big date, we have the chronograph. The El Primero is obviously famous for a chronograph. It's a high beat movement, 36,000 beats per minute, and you can tell by the very smooth progress the second counter is making around the dial there. That's got a 30-minute chronograph. Many Zeniths do have only 30 minutes. Many chronographs count up to 12 hours. Personally, I don't use the chronograph very much, and even then, very rarely beyond 30 minutes, so it's not really an issue. We'll reset it. We've got big date chronograph. We've also got world time feature. Now, the world time is made up of obviously the hour minute hands, but also we've got this little disc here which runs around the dial, and it's white and black. White signifies daytime, black signifies nighttime. So currently the time in the UK is now 20 to 7, and you can see on the black dial we're in sort of the nighttime mode. Although it's summer here, obviously it's not dark now for a few hours, but it shows on that dial there just before 7 o'clock. If we want to know what time it is in New York, we can see it's just before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's just before 1 o'clock in Mexico, just before 10 o'clock in the morning in Anchorage, and just before 9 o'clock in the morning in Hawaii. The actual date changeover is here, Hawaii Midway. So it's now 7 in the morning the following day in midway, but it is 8 o'clock in the morning. The 8 o'clock in the morning past when the afternoon here. So that's the date changeover signified by the weird triangles. The world time works as follows. You set your home city by the crown at the number 10. So we can set the Azores, South Georgia, Rio, wouldn't mind being there now with the World Cup on, Caracas in Venezuela, New York, which is 5 hours behind. If we set the time into New York at 22, nearly 7:15, then in London it would be just before midnight. As you can see, pretty hard to read the red against the black on a camera, but in daylight it does contrast far better, or in real life I should say, rather than on a camera. So you set your home time. We'll set it back to London, and then you set the time, and as you set the time, so this is an upper mirror, so the time's the first pull. As you set the time, you can see the date wheels moving around. So we've set it now to 8 o'clock, so it shows 8 o'clock. If we rewound the watch back to 4 o'clock, it would show 4 o'clock, and the corresponding cities around the world would naturally follow suit. That's the world time feature. Very neat, very handy, particularly if you're a traveller. I don't travel very much. I simply like the watch for the complications that it offers. Finally, and most uniquely to a mechanical timepiece, is the alarm function. It's all operated by the crown at number 8. It has 3 different features all in the crown. We're going to first wind it up because I woke up quite quickly this morning and therefore stopped it quite quickly, and it still got most of its power reserve left. So we can see that the alarm says full, and we can see the little red alarm signal saying alarm off. If we put the alarm on, we can see it sounding and unwinding. The disc slowly gets full red and it says low on it, and that's how you know you need to wind it. Now this crown then powers the alarm back up, and you can see as I'm winding, the power reserve window changes back from red to green, and it will ultimately say full. You pull the crown to actually set the time that you'd like the alarm to go off. So we wanted the alarm to go off at 10 o'clock, we just set it, well, it only goes one way. So say 9 o'clock, we'd set it there, push it back in, push it to green, and then it'd go off. As long as there's power reserve in the window there, the watch would go off at 9 o'clock. The alarm's not very loud. I've heard stories about it getting louder with use, but if you're lying in bed and it's the only thing there in the still of morning or still of night, then I think on balance you would probably hear it. So there you go. There's a total of 3 crowns, 2 pushers, 5 hands, lovely dial detail, very high quality strap, lovely finishing to the case with the brushing at the top of the lugs and then the beveled polished case edges, lovely high quality deployment clasp, fabulous and proven Zenith El Primero movement. The alarm feature makes for a very nice watch. I didn't wear it today. I prefer to wear my Rolex Deep Sea, not Deep Sea, heaven forfend. I'm wearing my Sea Dweller 4000, which actually sits reasonably well on my wrist, rather than the Deep Sea, which would look like I'd parked a car on my wrist. But I prefer to wear my Deep Sea just because it's quite warm and I just fancied a bit of variation, and I actually missed wearing the Doublematic. It's got a very unique character to it. You can see the way the hands have been brushed. There's just so much going on the dial. I don't think it overpowers the onlooker. I think it's all in very balanced and a lot to look at, and I've had a lot of positive comments from colleagues and family who've seen it. I generally tend to publicise my watch to strangers, so maybe it's people just trying to massage my ego when I get a new watch, telling me it's nice, but I genuinely think they have taken to it, and they're certainly very interested in me demonstrating the features, or at least they pretend to be. So there you go. It's an unusual watch, not particularly easy to find in the UK in dealers. The list price is £9,500, which, when you compare the features to the other big brands with features like this, it is very good value. Having said that, it is a Zenith, and it does lose value and can be found discounted. So the cheapest you can get it for, the less likely you are to lose on resale if you decide to move it on. So thanks for watching. That's my review of the Zenith Pilot Doublematic. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.